Let's begin.
It's October 26, 2021. You know what that means. It is day 26 of the 31 Days of Fright horror movie project, year 10. I am the one and only MSJ, Max for short, and welcome to my YouTube channel. We are getting down to the final few days of the 31 days of what Halloween, half of October, Fright, whatever you want to call it. Yeah, and it's just been really fun this year, even with work being as tedious and me working these long stretches. It's still been fun to come home and do this. Today's movie is Behemoth, but before I go into any further into this movie, I need you to click subscribe, hit the bell, leave a like, leave a comment, and share this video because it helps me get my channel and videos out to a much broader audience. And while you're doing that, go show some love to the 13th Wolfman, I Am the Ice Lord, Curly Girl at the Movies, Carly317, Dave Maggot, Retro Horror, Random Horror, Trash Film Addict, Indie Film Cafe, who else? You got Double Shot J, Tony Has 9 Fingers. Just go over there to those channel. There's tons of us, even more than that, doing the 31 Days Challenge. And one of us will have a movie or kind of niche that will tend to your horror needs. So go show them some love. Like I mentioned, today's movie is Behemoth. It is another entry in the Maneater series. I've already previously covered a couple of them. You got Sand Serpents and Wyvern. This one kind of follows probably in between those two because you got kind of the cheesiness of sandworms, and you can't really take that too serious with Sand Serpents, and you got this really cool monster movie with Wyvern. Now this one kind of really truly follows in between those two because it is kind of cheesy, but it does have some good monster moments, and especially like the main monster in the movie. I can't remember what the actual name of the behemoth in this movie, but he basically lives in a mountain, an extinct volcano, and it's starting to kind of show signs of life, and so you got some geologists, seismologists, just a little bit of everyone just kind of like going to this mountain and investigating, or showing why this volcano is clearly extinct, but why is it showing thermal activity and everything like that? And it's causing some troubles for this little town too, because if anything was to happen, it's going to wipe this town completely off the map. And there's this logging company up on the mountain, and one of the workers ends up getting killed. That is probably my biggest flaw in this entire movie, because the way this particular accident happens on this job site, it's just so random. There's really truly it's just so underplayed, downplayed, but the way they talk about it is just he was hit by a giant oak tree. Okay, this guy was just standing there, and all of a sudden he gets hit in the leg, falls on his ankle, about a tree branch about the size of my arm. I'm probably about I'm about 5'10", and so about 6 feet off the ground. Okay, it's about that tall off the ground, and it falls and hits him, and it hurts his ankle and everything. Of course it's going to hurt, but it's not to the extent of how they're treating this accident. And he ends up dying. He's just sitting there I'm doing okay, I'm ready to go home and whatever, and all of a sudden he just passes out and dies. And you don't learn what happens until much later in the movie, but it's just the way that was my biggest complaint about the movie. I don't know why it was bothering me, but it bothered me. But throughout the whole movie, this movie's pretty low key. The big reveal of the monster is definitely, they saved that for the last of the movie. But you get little snippets of it here and there: tentacles, a giant eyeball, just stuff that's peering out of the mountain itself, which is actually really cool. I wish this movie and Wyvern had just a tad bit bigger budget. I think it would have been really cool with the special effects they could have done with. Even the big reveal of the monster at the end, it was actually pretty cool. You're not going to get spectacular acting. They're the two really good actors in the movie. You got the cigarette smoking man from the X-Files and Sarah Parker Kennedy. Flash's kid from the Flash TV series. So she's in this, or Black Sails. So she's in this, and is, I think she's minor role in it, but it's always like, oh, like at least I know someone in this movie besides the cigarette smoking man, and it has a really cool lore, just like Wyvern. It's like the Mayans believe that this monster is here to bring on the end of the world, but there's always something kind of preventing it at the last moment, and it's just really cool. And then in this movie, it's like, oh, it's just, you can't prevent it no more. It's finally going to be released, and then but they realize, like, but they have a special weapon that's been lost on the mountain, and they have to go onto the mountain to try to save it, and while being battling as the monster's slowly breaking out of the thing. It's really good. It's not that bad. It's very low key. The kills are kind of really too far between, which isn't too bad. But there's a couple memorable kills in the movie. You got one who ends up getting eaten by the monster, which was pretty cool, and you get one who ends up getting just hit. That one actually maybe might kill the movie, to be honest with you. Like, he ends up getting hit by a tentacle, and he ends up being flung, and blood pops out of his mouth, and it's just like, it actually kind of felt natural and felt like oh, there's actually like side effects of being hit, because sometimes you see people get hit by something huge in movies and there's like really no effect to them. It's like, oh, you know what I mean? So it's like, oh, this is a real monster, and so it has a little bit of a grounded realism in the movie, so despite a giant monster living in a mountain. So it's really good. It's about in between. It's definitely like, it's a little bit slower than the other two, but it's fun. I really think this is a pretty good movie overall. I'm about to watch one more. From the trailers I've seen previously, I was trying to not to watch any previews, but like, I really wanted to kind of see this, and looks like the monster in the next one's going to be a little bit more practical, which actually has me very excited. So for the rating of this movie, I really don't have a rating for these Man-Eater series, because they're monster movies, and they're not like horror movies. They don't feel like horror. But I think the best the best way I can rate this movie is that it's a good movie to watch by yourself and kill an hour and a half. That's basically what it's pretty well paced. But all these Man-Eater movies are pretty well paced. And they fly by pretty quickly once you get to a certain point in the movie. So it's just a good movie. I think it's just like, if you're home by yourself and just want to watch something kind of fun, these movies are perfect. So that is all. I am the one and only MSJ, Max for short, and all I can really say is thank you.